Hello, everyone, and welcome to our team call tonight. So first, before we jump into branding, it's the main topic I want to talk about tonight. I also want to share a few announcements. I wrote them on a sticky note so I don't forget. But first is the Platinum Edge, which is the event I was just at. You guys know that. It's in Dallas, Texas. The event was released already for next year, and it's a weekend again. So most Beachbody events are usually Thursday or Friday through Sunday because they know some people have to work a regular job as well in addition to Beachbody. So saying that, moving the light. It is September 23rd through 25th. So it's in September this year. Just want to put that out there. When we come as a team, we share a room as a team. It's very inexpensive that way. This year was a little more expensive for me because Brian and I went together. But it was so fun, and it was my third year. I'm already signing up for next year. I'm on the wait list, and the registration for wait list is open. It's theplatinumedge.com, and it's run by our upline coach, Christine Dwyer. She has 170,000 coaches in her network and below her, and total coaches, there's 380,000. So you can see, like, there's so many underneath her because she decided to get started and sign up as a coach. So it all is really the ripple effect. So I'll be there next year. I hope you guys come with me. I always look for, good flights and stuff like that. Like Brian and I went a round trip JetBlue. It was under $200. So we make the most of it. It's a business expense, and the more the merrier, the more information as well. Okay, so a tracker. I know many of us are struggling with getting things done each and every day, and I'm one of them. And I find whenever my coaches are struggling with something, it's something I struggle with too. So it's interesting how that works. But I made a tracker. I'm going to post on the team page, and mine is whiteboard. So I just literally got it laminated for $2 today at Staples, and I use an Expo marker, okay? And it has, how many invites I want to send per day, my number of follow-ups per day, everything on here. Also, I know for me, I get sidetracked easily. So on here, it also says my why I'm working towards daily. What do I really want out of this? Also is my goals for the week, my goals for the month, the quarter, the year, and my push goal. So each week, we can just update the weekly goals, and it's super simple. I love it. And so every day I just have to go through the list instead of remembering. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing every day because, it's daunting sometimes. So if it's written down and I write how many number of follow-ups I want to do per day, and I stick to that number daily, even say you stick to that number consistently 5 days per week. My number's 10, which I'm setting the bar a little high for myself, 10 like quality ones. And if I stick to that 5 days a week, as opposed to just doing, 5 days a month, think of the ripple effect that will have. So I really want to focus on all of us being consistent. And with this, I'm all about lists, so I can check it off and, or wipe it off, whatever you want to do. I'll post that in the team page right after the call. I wanted to share about it before I posted it, so you guys aren't like, what is this tracker again? And lastly is on Sunday night, I scheduled on our calendar, which was end of October I made it, that we have a coaching webinar. So that is something that if you guys are around, feel free to hop on. I'll be running it. It's 8 p.m. on Sunday night. It's going to be super, super casual. I'm on the event. I'm going to make an event page for us. And so we can invite people and just click invite. It's very simple to do it that way. And I find we get the most traction that way. So it'll be a live webinar. I'll share my story. I'll share about the team. And if you guys don't mind, if you want to let me know if I can highlight any of your stories, I would love to share about that and share, about our team as a whole. What else did I want to go over, also the questions people have about coaching, like, oh, is that just another protein shake? Is this a pyramid scheme? Like things like that I'm going to go over. So it's going to be very relaxed. On the event, I'm going to write, come in your PJs, yoga pants, or bring a glass of wine. It's going to be that casual because I want to be real and I want to just show people, what we're all about. So that is something that I want you guys to have on your radar to invite for or look out for the event that I'll be making. It'll be up by tomorrow. And that is it. Any questions? Sorry, I feel like I'm just chatting away already. Okay, so let me get started. But first off, I just wanted to say is this weekend was huge for me. My mind was blown like a million times. And they opened up the the conference with literally my biggest takeaway. And they said, The way that you run a race is going to be the way that you go through life and the way you run your business. When you're running a race and, you stop right before the finish line and you give up, is that how you're going to live your life? If you are running your business and you give up right before that goal each and every time, is that how you're going to live your life? And that really hit home for me because sometimes, I stop before I get to a goal because I'm not on track. I want us to just focus and keep going no matter what. And someone else said from this weekend that, if you're running that race and your shoe comes untied, are you going to just take off your shoe and throw it away and you're going to be even slower in that race? Or you're just going to stop for 1 minute, rest for 1 minute, just if you need it, tie that shoe and keep going. So it's really up to you. And that analogy just hit home for me. So I just wanted to share with you all. Let me screen share so we can get started. Here it is. I always have issues screen sharing. Okay. Oh, my Facebook's up. Okay. Can you guys see it? Awesome. Perfect. So branding you is what we're all about tonight. We're going to talk about how to stand out from the crowd. I always say, you don't want to be that cookie cutter coach because I know when I first got started, I'm going to be blunt, my social media posts sucked. You guys are 1,000 times ahead of me already. Okay. I want you guys to know that. I was posting things from, beachbody.com and constant stock photos and things like that because I didn't have Coach Basics or anything. So it was really trial and error for me. I failed more times than I can count. So I want you guys to know that these are my takeaways from Platinum Edge. Michelle Myers, she has branded herself so amazingly. She has a clothing company. She has this, it's called She Works His Way. And she's also a coach. And she really just focuses on branding and how to make your brand. So I want to jump into this by saying, how you look, how you speak, and how you act is your personal brand. So she was saying, far from anything Beachbody related, your brand is your reputation. When at the end of the day, what do you want to be known for? And I want you guys to think of that. What do you want to be known for at the end of the day when you are in bed and, say your friends are out? What are they going to say about you? Obviously, you don't want them to talk crap. They're your friends, but what do you want them to think of you? Do they want you to think you're a flake? Do they want you to think you're a hard worker? That's all your brand. That's part of you. So I want you guys to remember that. For me, I didn't realize that was part of my brand until I worked with a brand coach in the beginning. So introduction to branding 101 is let's get started. So the only thing you have to offer that others cannot offer and no one else can offer is you. Your story truly matters in this case because you need to figure out that story, your place, and your purpose in coaching. She was saying that, you have to stand out. What makes you you? Ask yourself that. For me, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what makes me me. Gluten-free food, I don't know. And so it was really a self-reflection for me as well. And she was saying, corporate's brand is health and fitness. Health and fitness isn't your brand, it's corporate's. Okay? So what makes you you? Are you a Target addict? Are you a workout junkie? Because guess what? Some people are outside of Beachbody. What makes you you? You aren't Lauren, the Beachbody coach. You're Lauren. So just brand yourself that way. Sorry, Lauren, you're at the top of my screen. So you're my examples for the night. And just remember, stand out. Don't be that cookie cutter coach. I remember it hit me one day when I heard someone say that. And I'm like, I want to be that one person that stands out of the other 380,000 coaches. Why would you want to be like anyone else, right? Because people come to you for you, not for what you have and your products. They come to you for your story. Okay, so I wanted to do some examples. And like I said, last year I worked with a branding coach, so I came up with some logos. So ask yourself when it comes to brands, this or that, do you want to be known as, my business name is Realizing Vitality. I'm not telling you guys to go out and, freak out about a name or anything. Or do you want to just be known as Independent Team Beachbody Coach? And I know originally for me, I had that plastered everywhere. Because that's what I thought I was. And I remember it got to the point where I was going to a town fair, and I feel silly even saying this now. And I was going to meet my mom, and I kept saying what are these people in town going to think of me? I'm not skinny. I don't look like a coach. And that's when it hit me you don't have to look a certain way. Your brand's you. It's not Beachbody. And so now when I go to a health expo, I don't just say, hey, you know, I'm the Beachbody coach here. Of course, I share about it. I'm proud of it. But I say, hey, Realizing Vitality is here as your health coach. Again, this or that. Do you want to just have Team Beachbody as your team logo, or do you want to have a team logo, Team Knockout? So that's what I really decided to, you know, share just a few examples. So this one is a little bit of work, and if you guys want me to post it on the team page later, I can. But I want you guys to think of this. It's the Power of You quiz, how you can figure out your place and your purpose in coaching. And this is directly from the slide from the Platinum Edge. When you're in a bookstore, what section of the store are you drawn to? Ask yourself that. If you guys have a pen and paper, try to answer these questions as we go. So what section are you in? For me, I was like, oh, that's simple. I'm in the recipes or, you know, paleo gluten-free section of cookbooks. I'll give you guys a minute. Okay, 2, write down 3 questions, topics, or categories you're most asked about. Are you asked about health and fitness questions? Are you asked about what you eat every day? Are you asked about, you know, your clothes? I know Kate Tremage, she wasn't able to come on the call tonight, but she's always asked about her clothes. She's huge into fashion, and that's part of her brand. So write those down. And then for me, I'm always tagged in Target posts and gluten-free posts. So that's what I would say that I'm also often asked about. 3, if you're a superhero, what would your superpower be? List 3. I think that's fun. This is something I also want to go over at Super Saturday. I'll tie into our superhero theme. Okay, 4, what did you enjoy doing when you were 10 years old? And Michelle Myers really broke it down and said, you know, be true to your 10-year-old self. If you know, were a 10-year-old and had your head up your butt, like, where are you right now? You know what I mean? And I asked my mom today, and I said, Mom, what were you doing when you were 10 years old? And she's like, I don't know. And I said, well, weren't you delivering newspapers and doing that at 10? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, babysitting. And I was like, be true to who you are. You know, what are you doing now? You have your own business. For me, I was leading a 4-H club. So I was leading. It's like crazy to me that was me at 10. But 5, looking back on your life 20 to 30 years from now, what do you hope is said about you? For me, that was hard. I was like, I don't know what word. I'll give you guys 1 minute. 6, if people who know you had to say what is memorable about you, what would people say? What would most people say? Is it your smile? Is it your laugh? Is it your personality? What is it? 7, what message getting out means more to you than the money coming in? Now, I know that one was really hard for me to answer. I was like, it can't just be, you know, healthy living, because that's Beachbody's. And so it was hard for me, but really defining this is going to help us tenfold on social media and in our business as a whole. So let me just move on. Okay. So our last little challenge thing, top 3 challenge. Write down the first 3 words that come to your mind when you think of these words in your life. Okay. And if you just want to write them down, and you can even do it now or later, but the words are priorities, values, personality, skills, interests, and experiences. And, you know, what are those 3 words? Your priorities, are they family, friends, school, work, you know, things like that. Values, are you hardworking? Are you driven? Personality, you know, are you bubbly? Are you spunky? Things like that. Okay. Let's move on. So each brand must tell a story. And when Michelle was breaking this down, I'm like thinking to myself, like, I need to share this with my team because it really hit home. Your story, the one thing that we mix up. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize someone did. Oh, sorry. I just saw the chat. This one? This one? Okay. I have it on screen share. So all of a sudden, like, I went to the screen share thing and then I see. You're good? Okay. So each brand must tell a story. And when Michelle hit this, oh, awesome, Lauren. I can share the screenshots later too. Each brand must tell a story. And honestly, like when she said this, I was like, that is so true. And the biggest mistake we do is we make ourselves the hero in the story. Of course you can brag on yourself, and obviously you earned it. You are kicking it, with your workouts, like you're kicking butt in your workouts, or you're really, great on your journey. But remember, you aren't the hero in the story. Your customer is. So I want you guys to think of this as telling your story in your brand. So first is, in every story, in each brand, there's always a character, right? And the character is not you, it's the person. And the character then has a problem. The character finds a guide, which is you. The guide provides a solution to their problem. And the guide motivates the character to take action. Is that like mind-blowing or what? That's totally us. We have, the solutions and the things needed. And when she broke it down that way, it really motivated me more, honestly, to go out and help more people, because I'm like, you know what? I have a solution that I can help people with. Instead of just saying, I need to get to Success Club this month, just saying, I have a solution. I want to help someone become a hero in their own lives. So for me, that really just hit home. And so I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I can't wait to tell the team these things. I don't want to blow up the team page even more right now. Because sometimes I do. So top 5 branding mistakes, which for me, I was like, yeah, right, there's top 5 mistakes, but there are, and it really hit home. Number 1, making yourself the hero of the story. Always having it be about you. And I know I'm guilty about that, because I didn't realize, like, why not debut Challenger Success? I remember because one time I asked, although I have blog posts, on Lauren's story when Lauren's a challenger and other challengers, I used to be afraid to ask my challengers, can I share your story? But that's really going to hit home. Or share stories about others on our team, because that's what really matters. 2, clarity. Can your followers or your customers and stuff, or your potential customers, get in contact with you easily? Do they know what you do? Or do they have to scroll through a bunch of posts to see what you do in your email? Think of it that way. I remember in the beginning as a coach, I was like, why isn't anyone emailing me? It's in my bio, because I wasn't doing a call to action on any of my posts. Obviously, I wasn't being clear about what I do. Like Josh always says, when it's tax season, are you going to message someone that's really good at taxes, or are you going to message an accountant? So that for me really made sense. Are people going to, when they need help with health and fitness, are they going to message someone that's really good at working out, or people that run challenge groups? 3, excelling to an external problem. Selling to those who just want to lose weight. You need to find that internal problem, because amateurs are the ones that sell to external problems, is what she was saying. And that's so true. I remember in the beginning, I like, anyone want to lose weight? Like, hit me up. But that's not true. We want to sell to people that have those internal problems, people that, struggle with body image, people that truly need our help, maybe people that have eating disorders, anyone that needs our help internally as well, because that's where the success lies. The scale can only do so much, and, I struggle with this all the time with my challengers, but you really need to have that internal issue and the why. 4, basing your success on the wrong numbers, aka number of followers sometimes. 5, inconsistency. Do you post once in a while and then don't go weeks without posting? Your followers go to you for a reason. They rely on the information from you. So if part of your brand is, shoes and fashion, if they have fashion and shoe questions, or they want to see the latest outfit that you're going to post, they're going to go elsewhere if you're being inconsistent. Because again, it's not all about health and fitness. For me, I really like this quote. A brand is not just a logo, a website, or your business cards. It's an experience. And I was like, yes, that's really hit the nail on the head, I believe. Okay, so we are wrapping it up. I know you guys are all busy. Hold on, let me just make sure. Oh, see, I knew I was missing one. Okay, action items. And I will post this screenshot on the team page. Hold on, let me just screenshot it for you all. Okay, who are you trying to reach? That's going to be your action item. And I want you guys to fill this out and then start applying it onto your social media. I'm going to fill it out with you guys too, because I didn't have time at the conference. Who is your hero, your challenger? What's your ideal challenger look like? Your ideal coach? Who is the hero in that story? What do they look like? We always say, find your Sally, the person that you are going to speak to in each of your social media posts. If you used to be like me and go into your closet and look at clothes to wear, try on clothes and tug at your clothes, hoping they'd fit better, and, so upset that you had nothing to wear, yet you're in a closet full of clothes, I'm speaking to my Sally, the person that's like me. So I want you guys to use that to your advantage. We aren't going to attract everyone. We're going to attract a select amount of people, and that's exactly what we're going to want. Because there's nothing worse than getting to a challenged group and, you have your challengers in, maybe you guys don't click. So this will help you click with your challengers even more and have them be like your new BFFs. What is their external problem? What is their internal problem? How is their external problem making them feel? How can I position myself as their guide? How can I help them? Is their internal struggle appropriately addressed in my marketing? Am I truly being true to myself with the struggles that we have? Because usually the people that you're talking to are just like you. How can I give them a plan, and how can I call them to action? Okay. So I hope you guys have some takeaways from that. I know it was a lot of information, but that was just so beneficial for me, and I wanted to make sure you guys saw it too. So any questions? Any comments? No? Do you guys think it would help you? Way to go, Ryan. Just so many notes, like me. I'm an avid note taker. If you look at my desk right now, I have like little notes everywhere. But I wanted just to unmute if anyone has any questions or comments. How do you guys think that will help you? Do you think that will help you in your social media posts? Yeah, it's going to help for sure. Sorry, Ryan, what do you have to say?
Oh, I think I probably am thinking of, I don't know, like what two things you said that hit me specifically on my social media posts would be saying stuff like experiential, like, are you looking in your closet and hate everything you see because you know you're going to be uncomfortable when you put it on? Or like, I'm not doing any posts that are like experiential like that, unless it's like, man, I feel great about my workout, but that's like the back end. That's when someone's already decided to work out. So I'm not really playing to the people who are experiencing like the pits first. And then I forgot the other one, but
oh, sorry.
It's okay.
But that just hit me home too. It's so true. I remember my mom knows I used to be my struggle daily, especially when my stomach would bloat from celiac and everything. Like I had nothing to wear, and Brian knows. Like it would be hours sometimes before I was ready. I was so sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And by the time I got ready, I was like literally toast. I was done for the night. So I share with that. And my first time I did that, I was like, yeah, no one's gonna care. I got like 5-6 emails, and they're like, how do you know I feel like that? And so just really connecting that emotion to your post, whatever the post may be. Lauren, I know your target market is people with lymphedema too. And so, what if you share about that? My mom does it with diabetes. Share about that. Those experience moments like really hit home with people. Highly recommend. Anything else, guys? No? Okay.